We are live at Red Moon Sound Studio in Knoxville, Tennessee. Our featured artist today is Denzel Rae'Kwon.
Yeah. Okay. Living at my mama crib, a different type of vibe. You don't know the type of guilt that's living in my eyes. Sweeping up my trauma, we gon' push that to the side. I was mopping up my fears and started falling on my lies. Hardwood floors, them demons starting to stumble in. Working your core when you wrestle pride and you rumble in. When you get smacked down with the raw and authentic, you learn to see the game and go against the grain of your pivot. Mentally, I got my weight up insecure, beginning jog. Moving mountains with my sister, she gon' catch me when I fall. We was bucking at my bird, which I regret, cause that's my dog. At the time, I was oblivious to understand my flaws. I know that I gotta get right with my soul. Shit go left, I won't make it back home. Feel my tears on my face, how I cope with this pain in my mind. I know that I gotta get right with my soul. Shit go left, I won't make it back home. Feel my tears on my face, how I cope with this pain. Look, to all my niggas on the highway, make your way to Shasta Drive and peek inside my mind state. But if you do, you'll travel to my ego like it's my way. Been looking at perception sideways, and if you do, you would've pulled up out my driveway. At exit it with caution, like the sign that's gon' prevent you from tripping on the problems that became malevolent. And the dark side, I see the lonely nights, but feel connected when stars shine. I radiate my aura, nigga, fuck if my phone die. Lately I've been trapped in a cell, so I was blessed with these devices that's gon' make me prevail. If niggas talking all that shit, I know we send them to hell. No, I'm just playing, I go higher than Yale, nigga, cause I know that I gotta get right with my soul. Shit go left, I won't make it back home. Feel my tears on my face, how I cope with this pain in my mind. I know that I gotta get right with my soul. Shit go left, I won't make it back home. Feel my tears on my face, how I cope with this pain. With this pain. Yeah.
What's the most joyous part about recording for you?
I would say
That's a good question.
that is a great question.
Thanks. You can take your time thinking about it too.
Yeah, I would say the recording process. I would say before the recording process, I would say
Okay.
the writing
Interesting.
process. Just the different moods
Hmm.
that I may be in at the time, or just how my creative ways are. And that's not on the ego trip. That sounded so
Oh, we
egotistic.
all have an ego. It's okay to indulge it, I think. You feed
yeah.
it sometimes.
Yeah,
and
sometimes
then
you feed the
leave
ego.
it a go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think when you're in a room with people who genuinely care, because a lot of our sessions are with DeAndre, my
Yeah.
brother,
Yeah.
our sisters, you know what I mean? Janae, Michaela.
Oh, yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out to y'all, by the
Okay,
way.
cool. Yeah, I did see their names.
A lot of it isn't just them sitting there listening to us record.
No, it's collaboration,
them,
right?
yes, them
Yeah.
giving critiques on what could be better. And I think that's what makes
I love that.
that's what makes the process a lot. It can be stressful, of course,
Yeah,
because
totally.
when you're like, we're all our biggest critics, so that plays a part. But having them, it definitely enhances the quality of the music, and you can hear it.
Man, you have to have a lot of humility for that shit.
I have to.
The fact that you can like listen to other people's critique and incorporate that in, and I'm sure there's other times where you're like hard stop, like this is what I'm committing to.
Yeah.
I'm an artist. This is my vision, which fully support, like do your thing.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can let that happen when they have those inputs, I'm telling you, babe, that's like impressive as fuck.
He's really good about
That's
that.
not easy.
Yeah.
Like having that humility is a practice. You have to work at it every single day.
You do.
So, I mean, congratulations.
Thank you.
Like seriously.
No, thank you. Humility can go
Yeah.
a long way. And also, I
Totally.
mean, we've talked about this as well. You also have to be an advocate for your music.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
with that within itself, you know,
Yeah.
that's a good balance to have.
What's your writing technique? I always ask this, but because everybody's different.
It really
and,
it really
like,
depends.
Yeah, because you write poetry.
Mhm.
It feels like poetry to me. And you tell stories that I just feel like is very advanced. Like that's not an easy thing to do. I don't know where you learned it or if it was just a practice or something, but do you just sit down and write? What do you do?
It's a lot of trial and error.
Is it?
Yes, that's a lot.
That makes me feel good.
Yeah, it's a
cool.
lot-
It's
a-
like
a
even
lot of
this
trial and
like
error.
person who's amazing at this shit
Yeah.
is still practicing.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near where I want to be.
There's that humility again.
Yeah, there's
Hell yeah.
Yeah, there's times where, you feel me, I go back to the drawing board plenty of times. I'll
Totally.
scratch something, but it really just depends. Like sometimes I'll be at work and I'll have an idea. Like I constantly have certain ideas, but as a actual concept, it takes time. It takes time. Like on 205 Shasta Drive,
Yeah.
I was just in a place of really not understanding my identity and also seeing the people around me look at me a certain way because of the things that I was implementing out
Yeah.
in a negative way.
Yeah.
So just experience allows me to create. And I think that's the beautiful thing about experiences, is that it gives you the opportunity to, create.
Yeah,
and
totally.
express.
I mean, it felt like that. It felt like an exploration of self.
Yeah.
To be that vulnerable and to show people what it looks like to grow through your exploration of self. It's very exposing. I know you know this, but it's like I'm just so impressed when people have that vulnerability and that ability to just be like, all right, I'm changing. Here it is.
Yeah,
like
it's-
take it or leave it.
Yeah.
That's not easy.
It's not.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you for your gratitude when it comes to that.
Thanks. Yeah, I think more of us are starting to realize that we have to have that mentality
Yeah.
of just accepting that everyone is in flux. We're all figuring it out very slowly sometimes.
Yes.
I'm like, that's just the way
Very
it is.
very slowly.
Yeah,
Slowly.
whatever that means. Like time is weird as fuck. So,
Yeah. So
anyway. But yeah. Okay, so what's next? I know that you guys are working on an album right now.
yeah.
And are we doing
be
this
amazing.
like collaboration effort together for the most part? Or are you like writing and bringing stuff to DeAndre? Like what does it look like?
Yeah, it's definitely a collaboration effort.
Cool.
With the both of us.
It's even more than it was on the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that trust is there too.
It
so
is,
it makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. We
Yeah.
had to establish, okay, so I can play this role now.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I can also play this role again. So
Yep.
once we got that like foundation laid out, okay, so we can do all the mixing, we can do all the production. Now we kind of can just go straight through it without, I mean, you asked Denzel, those album sessions wasn't just like recorded and we're done.
No,
It was like,
I'm sure it wasn't.
Nah.
No, it never is. I don't trust anybody's that's like, I recorded this album in a night. I'm like,
Really?
what were you
I mean, there's
on?
people
Like, how'd you do it?
we have a
Exactly
song
how-
that's not on his
Yeah.
project that was supposed to go on his project that it took us like, I think like 10 hours to try to just record.
Really?
Because we were just, it was me and Denzel and then our big brother.
Yeah.
And also my sister was on it.
That's a good ass song too.
And-
Hell yeah.
we spent a substantial amount of time on that record.
Yeah.
But
sure.
just because we was trying to find the feeling of it and we was hitting that roadblock of, okay, I always have this concept of, I know the idea that I want to do. Like I already have the vision. I know I want to accomplish this goal. But the only thing that stops me is that like that time, like that gap, like you know that you can do it this way, but you haven't acquired the information yet to get to that point. And I try to bring that gap closer and do it quickly, but I notice like when I do that, it always, the music suffers.
Yep.
And you can hear that, I can hear that on the album. When I did this album, I see myself being more patient, being more comfortable. Like as an engineer, if you're uncomfortable, it's a very technical thing. So if you're uncomfortable, you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna
Gets
make
fucked
you're gonna make
fast.
decisions.
It's okay, you can say it.
You're gonna make decisions that are gonna be crucial to the music,
Yeah.
and it's gonna hurt it.
Yeah.
And you can ask Denzel too. Like it's been times where we was full on arguing about it. I'm like, Denzel, I'm not ready to do no album. I'm just learning how to mix.
Right.
And he's like, I'm not going to nobody else. I'm like, bro, I get that you like my production.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not even producing this album, but I'm not in a place where I can do the album right now. And he's like, I'm gonna just wait on you. And he
Yeah.
did. He waited on me for like a year.
Went back
Yeah,
to
for like a year.
went back to the drum board, waited.
And
we
it happened exactly when it was supposed to.
Exactly.
That's the beautiful
Exactly when it was
part.
supposed to.
Like,
Exactly.
Yeah. Look, who would've thought the same little nigga nigga from Ridgebrook could evolve into a young man who carries when he's distraught with the concept of a boss. Learning accountability, show my hands with them rocks, but niggas wanna throw them stones but scared of the wave. Tide come running back with pressure, they spooked in the face. Second guess they reflection while moving and change. You packing your bags to move along, but it's nowhere to stay. I'ma go and be a tenant to my inner peace. Pay me in mind if I'm down to check if your mental weak for the risk of projection and lashing out if a nigga speak. You know I make you think. You know I'm there to relieve your tears before you can blink in the midst of it all. Using my cushion and safety to carry your fall. I've been using my tools from the pavement to conquer my flaws. Conquest of a man from the projects full of dogs, nigga. They expect to fall where you at. On the road to riches with your car being tagged. Oh no, got the shepherd calling you back. Cause you ain't seen a sign that's been guiding your path. I know it's overdue. I need to take some time for me. I gotta find a recipe to my problems. Do what's best for me. Yeah. How much time is being wasted when none is invested? My nigga tapped into the army, that shit is impressive. Enduring pain and basic training, his mind is a weapon. Walking in faith, but God knows it's a risk to a blessing. Risk to collecting trauma within your mind from a lethal injection. Knowing that this environment comes with a lesson. So whether it's good or evil, somehow you indebted. You pay your tithes and discretion. If you tripping on your laces, check up on your feet. And if it's cracks within your soul, then fix it completely. Never falling for the lies, cause I stand in allegiance. Seek the truth in certain guys, and it's showing, I peep it. Okay, you reach in for the deep end. Would've been a leader, but he grew up with no sequence. No, I ain't gon' pretend like I ain't been a driving force of defense. When caught up in the field of keeping it real with bloody leeches. But they expect to fall where you at. On the road to riches with your car being tagged. Oh no, got the shepherd calling you back. Cause you ain't seen a sign that's been guiding your path. I know it's overdue. I need to take some time for me. I gotta find a recipe to my problems. Do what's best for me. Okay.